Hey everybody, thank you for joining us at Tenacity. My name is Chris. I'm the VP of Biz Dev at Tran Associates. Now I'm excited to bring this theme of video to our channel because we just have a lot of amazing clients that we want to feature. And so this is going to be our first video on featuring one of our clients, Tori Seeley, who owns Estata Custom Homes, and he has a great story. But more importantly, I want to tie it back to the theme of the customer experience that we've been talking about. Last video we talked about Lego, and this time I just want to dive deep on one concept that Estata Homes does really well, and that's catering to high-end clients and managing that customer experience. So we were able to get together with Tori in a beautiful home that one of the designers he works for is currently working on. All right, let's head on out and visit Tori. I want to welcome Tori Seeley. He's head of Estata, wonderful client here at Tran Associates. Tori, why don't you just let everybody know what do you do?
Custom home builder here in Calgary. We build luxury homes.
So how long have you been in business for?
Well, I've been in business for about 20 years, 19 to be exact, but building custom homes for the last 8 years. So prior to that, we did renovations.
Now you said Estata does luxury home builds. What's the price range when someone asks for a luxury home?
Well, purchase price would be around $2 million and up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so custom homes, like you go find land for them, what are things that you do?
We work with our realtors to help the clients find the land, and then we can introduce them to the designers, and then we take over from there, get a budget together, and build them a house.
Okay, Tori, the reason why I want to sit down and talk to you today is because we're doing a series on customer experience and how companies should really focus on customer experience to generate more revenue. And one of the things that I want to specifically find out from you is the mindset of, I'd say, your higher end clientele. I think first off, I want to know, maybe paint me a picture of some of these clients that you've worked with in the past, their profession, what they do, and what is it that drives them to want to get a custom house?
Well, a lot of our clients are successful business owners, doctors, dentists. And when you're dealing with people that of that class, they expect more. They're paying big bucks and they want to get what they want. The customer service is a little more intense. They're going to demand a little more of your time. They're going to want reports. I have to give reports bi-weekly for them. And they just expect, not perfection, but they expect a very, very high quality product at the end of the day. And they expect me to answer my phone whenever they call me and to basically do it, whatever I need to get done for them to be happy.
Yeah, now you say they want to get what they want. I mean, sometimes that could be construed negatively, but, from a positive standpoint, again, I want to delve into how can we use that as an advantage in creating better customer experience. So they want to get what they want, but maybe explain a little bit more about that.
Well, I guess everybody wants to get what they want.
Exactly.
I think the thing that separates them is they can afford to get what they want. So now that they're paying that high dollar, you gotta come back and you gotta perform for them. So the amount, when you put that kind of money on the table for you're spending $2 million, 2.6, whatever it is on a home. There's that level that you need to get to. It's near perfection.
Right.
Yeah.
So when in your job, I guess, as a general contractor, when you're interacting with them, let's say they're picking out tile, do you have to go that extra mile to maybe find them something that's a little bit more than what they're looking for? How do you deal with that?
Well, for those kind of things, we like to pass that stuff on to the interior designer to deal with,
right?
Because there's just so many decisions. There's so many things that you can make. There's a price range that's huge. So they first of all, you got to know what your price range is, and and then you're going to work with that interior designer to help make those selections. Are they going to be maybe take you to a couple more stores to see a couple more things? Yes, because again, maybe they don't find what they want the first time, and they're not willing to settle. Higher end clients, they don't want to settle. They want to get what they want, and they can afford it. So if they're willing to pay for it, they feel that they should get the right product, and I don't have any problems with that.
Yeah. Now you talked about they expect you to pick up the phone when they call you. I mean, obviously within reason, but tell me a little bit about the communication with these clients. Do you find it's a little bit more than other types of clients?
A little bit more, not necessarily more. I've worked with, I don't know how to want to say lower end clients, but they can be just as demanding as well. I find with some of these clients we're dealing with, everything is done now on email. Everything wants to be done on paper. They want to have reference and go back to see what was happening in the past. So that's a big thing, is just put everything down on paper for them. And then, more site visits, that they typically want more to see the product more. And then on the other end, sometimes people are just very, very busy, very successful, and they're busy. They don't have time, so they just expect it to happen the way they want it to happen. So there's two different kinds of people. You can't just lump everybody into high end and not high end, because you're going to find, you're going to find different people.
Even within the high end niche, they're separated as well.
We can find night and day between one high-end client and another high-end client. Yeah,
right.
One wants to be completely involved in every decision, and maybe the other one says, maybe I'm just too busy. Right. So that's what
you're done the bill. Walk me through when you deliver the product to a client. What's
through like a key turnover day?
Yeah.
We walk through. We have all the manuals. We have our book together. We go through the entire house, walk through. By this time they pretty much know the house inside and out, but it's just that final closure on it. We go through, we hand over the keys, we hand over the manuals, and then we also set up meetings with actually the plumbers and the electricians for that walkthrough to just talk about what they did in the home, show what maintenance is needed on each section. Yearly maintenance, monthly maintenance, whatever it may be. So we talk about all those things in that final walkthrough. And we go from there. But that final walkthrough is not the end of it. They call me all the time. There's any questions. There's always, in a new home, there's an issue here or there. Right. They're going to call, and I'm going to be there for them. And our warranty lasts up to 10 years on certain aspects. So we're around with these people and involved with their lives for a while, even after the process. And to be honest with you, we've worked for about a year together, so we become friends. Yeah.
Tell me about the most exciting build you've done since you started.
The most exciting? Well, it could be the current build we have now. We've got some pretty exciting aspects going on there. Could also have been the first one. That was pretty exciting,
getting it done.
Just getting it done. Yeah. That learning curve, going from being a renovator to a home builder. There's a learning curve there. And so that one was pretty exciting. To have that one completed, that felt pretty good.
If you had to do anything over again when it comes to your business, is there anything you would do differently?
I think I would probably get you guys on board a little sooner, get the social media going, tighten up our books, tighten up our accounting. If we did that earlier, I think we'd be a little further ahead than we are right now. Fortunately, I don't think we're too late. We're catching up. And with your guidance, I think in a couple of years, our social media game should be pretty good.
I'd like to say it's never too late for these things, right?
I hope not. I hope not.
Before we end this video, I just want to summarize these points. First off, though, we didn't ask Tori to give us a shout out in that video, so I do want to thank Tori for that. We are putting together a social media program for Estata, focusing on a lot of content marketing. Through that program, our goal is to elevate Estata into the realm. They've never been on social media before, so we're very excited to team up with Tori to get that going. Now, I didn't want to leave you with just this interview. I wanted to summarize the point and elaborate on a few important points that was brought up during the interview. One thing that Tori didn't mention, but we have talked about in discussions off camera, was discretion. So with a lot of high-end clients, they want discretion and confidentiality in their transactions. Some of them are high profile, so really they don't want the information being leaked out. So having a lot of care and attention to that is very important. Which leads me to really the core theme of how you manage high-end clients. And that comes to the extra attention and extra care that you provide in whatever you're delivering. So in Tori's case, it's going the extra bit to ensure that everything that they're working on is done on time. Every time they call, Tori makes an effort to pick up the phone, even if he's super busy or on a construction site. That's really what it comes down to when managing high-end clients. Because at the end of the day, for them, especially high-paying professionals or high-earning business owners and executives, time is money for them. Oftentimes in their business, they're billing hourly, and it goes the same way for them. So they don't want you wasting their time. When you're meeting with high-end clients, you want to make sure everything is absolutely prepared so you can go through it with them. Anything less than that will be seen as wasting their time. The second core point I want to cover is that yourself and your team needs to understand how these clients conduct their business. How do they like business to be conducted? Because at the end of the day, if you can emulate how they like business done, then you're going to have a happy high-end client for life. So one of the things you want to understand is that many of these clients don't have regular schedules. They don't work 9-to-5 jobs. They may travel a lot, or they may work hours that are not traditional, and you need to accommodate for that. And so if you know your client's traveling in a certain week and you do need to get a hold of them, just make sure there's an easy way to do it, whether it's through mobile phone or you set up a conference line for them to dial in. Whatever it is, you do need to understand their schedule and you need to work within their parameters. So another way to really understand how they want business to be done is by listening. This is a very simple thing, but it's really hard for a lot of people to implement. A lot of times we want our ideas to come out, right? We want to be first to talk about it. But when it comes to managing high-end clients, part of your customer experience program is to have you and your team really listen to what the customer wants. And you need to be very attentive to the details of how your customer wants to operate. By doing this, you can anticipate and prepare ahead of time everything to make this client's life that much easier and for them to really see the true value that you bring to the table. A great example is when I was in Hong Kong and one of my contacts, who I would consider is a high-end client, took me to a private club to have lunch. And when we got there, the manager immediately knew who he was, his favorite table, the types of salads he likes, and the order in which he wanted his drinks brought to him. Listening to your customer and making it part of your customer experience to anticipate and to prepare for what that customer wants. And so that's a great example of how attention to detail takes your service to the next level. And really all this comes down to is showing that value. So your customer experience program, specifically when managing high-end clients, is you have to show that value. Despite them having deep pockets, they're financially successful, and they can really afford almost everything. It doesn't mean that they aren't frugal, and it doesn't mean that they're not savvy. So they're very careful with their money. So they really want to see that if they're spending high-end dollars, they want to get high-end dollar type of value. So when you encompass all the points that we talked about, it all comes back down to adding value and showing value in your customer experience program. And that way they know they're getting their money's worth and getting the results that they want for the service that they're looking for. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Tenacity. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel to get updates. We have a lot more content coming for you, whether you're just starting your business or growing your business. I would like to thank Tori for giving us a peek into his business and into what it takes to get to the high-end clientele. So until next time, guys, keep hustling, know your numbers, and be tenacious.